Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Yes, I am in curlers, hot rollers. Some of us still put hot rollers in our hair every single morning. You usually don't get to see them, but today's a surprise. I've got an important meeting today, first thing this morning when I'm done creating my videos, but I wanted to hop on and talk to you about number 18, the 18th biggest lesson I've learned in my 47 plus years of businesses, 27 different industries, crazy. From some of the biggest companies in the world to some of the smallest companies in the world, to some of the failed companies in the world, right? Lots of diverse experience. So what is the 18th biggest lesson that I've learned in all of these decades and all these experiences and all these degrees and all these trainings and all these different companies, both offline and online? It is, drum roll please, that you have to give in order to get. You have to give in order to receive. And it turns out that that is actually a universal law or universal principle or something, that what we put out in the world comes back to us. I think it's called the law of reciprocity, or the boomerang effect. What we put out into the world is what we get back. Have you ever noticed that if you are in an awesome mood and you're smiling and laughing and you are happy around other people, that they, even if they're in a off mood, they might become and start to feel happier and more positive and be smiling and laughing with you? Well, it works that way. It also works in the reverse. But one of the biggest lessons that I've learned, and there's so much fear, especially coming from a corporate background and from school and education, there was always so much competition for grades, so much competition and all this scarcity and belief that there wasn't enough knowledge, there weren't enough A's to go around, there weren't enough jobs to go around. You had to compete with everybody you worked with for resources and money and time and all different things in corporate America. Each of the department heads, each of the different functions had to actually compete with one another for budgets and for dollars. We see this in every area and aspect of our life, right? Not just in businesses, but businesses, in the military, in budgets, in absolutely everything. In our families, we have to decide what we are and are not going to spend resources on, right? And resources are not just money, they're our time. But what I learned, and I learned at a pretty young age, was that whatever we put into something, we're not ever going to get more out of something than what we put into it. And I try to teach this one to my kids too. You have to give in order to receive. You have to give a teacher or professor what they're asking for in terms of demonstrating your knowledge or doing a paper or whatever the requirements are in order to get the grade you want. And I think it was actually probably my second or third year of college before I actually had that aha moment where I had been struggling trying to learn everything, which you can't learn everything, right? In any topic, you cannot learn everything. Even this was back before the internet, guys, when I was in college, and you couldn't possibly, even just with your textbooks, you couldn't learn and remember everything for every class that you were taking. And I was probably studying for finals my sophomore year, and I was just like, oh my God, I'm doing this all wrong. Instead of trying to learn everything, I need to just learn what it is that the teacher is expecting me to know in order to get the grade that I want. And that's when I started to join study groups, and that's when we started to do things like find out the questions that teachers had asked in the past and before in these engineering and study groups. And that's when everything changed for me and it clicked, and school and college actually became easy, because instead of trying to learn everything and guess and anticipate what I had to know in order to get good grades on my tests, I actually studied and paid attention to what the teacher wanted and was expecting us to actually perform. Now, were they usually telling us all along what they wanted? Yes, but I wasn't getting it. It hadn't clicked to me that that's why they made syllabuses and that's why they told you, here's your study guides. It didn't click. I was still trying to learn everything. And what's sad about that is I did the same thing when I went to the online world. And this kind of goes to the mistakes I've made in the online world, not the giving to get. But I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to do, I think, probably a 10-day bonus as part of the Live Challenge workshop to talk about the biggest mistakes that we make when we're getting into business and when we're doing things. But today we're talking about giving in order to receive. There's this fear online that because of competition, because of scarcity, because of the beliefs that we've had, that if we give too much, if we share too much, people will never do business with us. They're not going to want to work with us because we're going to have given them everything we know. Now, I have done, I think, like 3,000 videos in the last couple of years, and I still every day have something to talk about. I haven't run out of things that I can talk about. So if I haven't run out of things to talk about in 3,000 episodes of Facebook Lives and podcasts, what makes you think you're ever going to run out of things to talk about? You're not, right? You have so much to give and share that we only ever share just the tip of the iceberg of who and what we are and who and what we know, right? Even if we're trying to give everything away and share everything, it's only the tip of the iceberg of what we know, our experiences, and what we can share with people. So that fear, it's just a false expectation appearing real. We think it's going to happen. But how many things have you been afraid of? This was really enlightening too. I thought about this the other day. How many things have you actually been afraid of that really happened? That really happened. If I think about all of the things and all the time I've spent being afraid of something and the percent of time that's actually happened, it's way under even 0.5%. It's tiny fraction of the times I worried or was afraid of something that it actually happened. And even of those times when it did happen, it was never as bad as I had imagined it was going to be, right? Or I had worked up in my mind of fear. It was never, ever that bad. And the same is true of giving away as much as you possibly can and sharing who you are. You can never overshare who you are and what you know. Maybe that's why my name is Sharon, right? Because I believe we should share on and share everything we can. But that's true of everything. We get out of anything what we put into it. And sometimes we get exponential growth out of what we put into things. Other times we don't. But we have to take that first step. We have to give. We have to take action in order to receive something. Oh, it was funny. Yesterday I was thinking about this as well. So many people are afraid to do anything for free. Russell Brunson is a really good proponent of this. And he's like, hey, as you're learning a new skill, go out and do it for someone for free. And then get them a result. And when you get the result, share that with other people. And then now you've built your case study and your story of what you can do for people. You've proven what you can do for people by giving value first. And so many people resist this idea. It's sort of mind-boggling. But then I remembered every job I've ever had, I had to work for at least a week or two before I ever got a paycheck. So we've actually, almost all of us, if not all of us, worked for free and survived. So why are we so opposed to doing a project or demonstrating a new skill or practicing for free? Give value first, and what you want will follow. Give what you want to receive. If you want to receive love, give love. If you want to receive business, give business. Demonstrate, show what you can do to people. If you want to attract people to you, give incredible value. Show them what you can do, and never be afraid of sharing everything you can absolutely share. Guess what? There is probably little, if anything, that you specifically know that somebody else doesn't know, right? To think that we are the one source of any piece of information is ridiculous. To think that we need to hoard and hide and covet information is ridiculous. Especially in this day and age of the internet and the World Wide Web. I mean, you can Google anything. I actually Google stuff a lot now. I do idioms every day. I share the meaning of an idiom. What does it mean? Where did it come from? And it might not be impacting me. I might not ever have heard of it, but chances are if it's been around for a couple of 100 years, it's impacting people around me. So one way that I give value is to just share that every day. Now, I thought I might run out of idioms, but I just realized there's like 25,000 English idioms. So in my entire lifetime, I cannot possibly run out of idioms to talk about and how I can tie them into running your business. Because, I'm getting older. I'm not going to last that long. 25,000, that's a lot, right? How many years is that? 25,000 divided by 365. Quick, someone do that in your head. I'm not a math genius. So give to receive. Give your all. Give everything you've got. Have you ever been in a relationship where you didn't give 100%? Did that relationship work out? Are you still in that relationship? There's this false belief that in a relationship it should be 50-50. Have you got kids? Have you raised a family? 50-50 isn't going to cut it when you're raising kids, right? You give 100% and they take 100% a lot of the times, but then they grow up and then they give 100% when you're not capable of giving 100%. But in order to receive, we first need to give. Love to hear what you think about this, what your experience has been with this. Are you afraid to give your stuff away. Give your best stuff away. That's how you bring people to you. Guess what? If you're continually improving and putting energy and effort into becoming a better person, you're never going to run out of things to share with people. You're never going to run out of ways that you can help and serve other people. It's not possible. We have infinite capacity to learn and grow and share and give to other people. Anyway, that's today's biggest lesson learned. Number 18, give to get what you want. Give in order to receive. Put value and effort and time and energy into things if you want to get any of those things back. I'd love to know what you think about this. Have you had experience with this? Either positive or negative. I would like to hear if, hey, I gave away my entire course and nobody bought it. Has that happened? Absolutely. But it's because we were giving it away to the wrong people. I was giving it away to the wrong people. I wasn't actually giving them what they needed and wanted. Actually, I was giving them what they needed, not what they wanted. And that's another one of those mistakes we'll chat about. Anyway, have an absolutely amazing day. Join us in the live challenge workshop beginning Monday, March 23rd, 12 p.m. noon Eastern it'll be on the page. I'll record on the Thrive Challenge page. It's a Facebook page. But join the group, because inside the group is where you'll get the assignment thread, the daily action item thread. And just for participating in that, we have amazing prizes up to and including a scavenger hunt, doing a 10-day scavenger hunt that will lead to a scrambled word that you have to unscramble and enter by midnight, April 4th, in order to win the $25,000 grand prize. Woo-hoo. I'm super excited. I can't even contain myself. Anyway, that's it. Go out, have an absolutely amazing day, and join me tomorrow for the 17th biggest lesson that I've learned in my decades and decades and decades of trials and tribulations and challenges, creating what I want in life. And that's what you're wanting to probably, is to create what you want in life as well. All right. See you tomorrow. Catch you tomorrow. Bye.